Hello ladies and gentlemen and Sega lovers around the world. My name is Jen and this is SEGA Heroes. That is right, global launch is upon us. It is coming soon. That's why down below in the description box I have links to the pre-registration for iOS and Android. Some of you may have already done it already, but the links are there. Go do it now. You're going to be getting some rewards for all of the SEGA Heroes users when the game goes live. We're going to go into details and what you can expect from those rewards in just a second. But while you're down there in that description box, why not follow the SEGA Heroes official Facebook and Twitter for all your latest news and updates. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because I'll be giving you those news and updates also. So, what are you going to be getting with pre-registration? Well, you're going to be getting 3,000 gold coins. Coins is very straightforward. It's mainly used to upgrade your characters, which you'll be collecting along the way. For example, we use good old Sonic. You'll be using it to level up your character. You'll be using it to level up their abilities, along with materials, which you'll be gathering through events and the story itself. And that's about it for coins, so it's a nice little boost, especially at the beginning. 3,000 coins to people that have been playing during soft launch may not be anything to them, but for you new players that are going to be coming into the game at global launch, it's going to help you, give you that little bit of boost, give you that bit of edge, not shadow, but give you that bit of an edge and a bit of a head start with your stronger characters. And as for characters, you'll be getting shards for Joe Musashi from SHINOBI. You'll be getting shards for Knuckles from the Sonic the Hedgehog series franchise, and you'll be getting you'll be getting Gum from Jet Set Radio, and you will be getting some Axl Stone shards from Streets of Rage. So we're going to go into these characters and see what you can expect, so you can see what you may want to use those 3,000 coins for. So we'll start off with a character that I'm maining at the moment, and that is Joe Musashi. And again, he's from SHINOBI, and he is more of a DPS. He really relies on his attack, and when used correctly, like most of the characters in the game, they can be pretty powerful. And that's the great thing about this game. Everyone's got a different team because they're all using the characters to their full potential by including other characters. It's all about combining, trialing, erroring, you know, all of that. But he is going to be a yellow hero, which is using the yellow gems, and you're going to be looking at his attacks here. They have a mana attack, which is built up the more tiles that you match to respectable to their colour. You have their star attack, so once you do four or more tiles, sorry, you'll create a star tile, then match that up with some other tiles, you'll have a star attack, and then you have a passive ability as well. And again, these will be unlocked. They won't all be unlocked straight away once you unlock the character. You have to level them up to a certain level to unlock their respectable mana, star and passive attacks. So for his mana attack, it is called Jitsu of Karu, and the mana cost is quite high. It's at 20, but he summons a dragon fire to smite the enemies unworthy, or smite the unworthy, basically. Your enemies you're going to be going against across all the dimensions of the Segaverse. Deals elemental damage, so if you're going against enemies that are weak against elemental, it'll be more than likely going to do more damage. It clears 3 columns, so what you want to do, if you want to be strategic, you want to try and get all your star attacks, all your star tiles based in those 3 columns, because once you activate that, all them star attacks are going to go off. So it's really, really beast of attack if used right, and you can get a good combination of star attacks. And each star tile that's been cleared, you get more damage, which is a plus. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, is pretty hefty damage dealer. As for his star attack, it's Hasu Shuriken. Joe leaps into the air to rain down a shuriken from above. Now this deals 4 hits of whatever damage represented to your level, because obviously when you level up it's going to get higher and higher, as you can see there. Deals physical damage to random enemies, so it's not planned who is going to hit. It's going to be 4 hits. It could be all on the same enemy. It could be on 4 different enemies, 2 and 2, 1 and 3, you know, all the combinations that are possible. But it inflicts vulnerable to those enemies, which means you can burn those enemies down faster. So again, a very useful attack if you really wanted to burn through enemies a little bit faster if you've got other attackers on your team. And for the passive, you have Art of Shinobi. Joe knows when to strike and when to hold off, biding his time for the perfect opportunity. So what this does, it creates a yellow star tile if another ally, like a blue ally, makes a star tile. If you haven't got a yellow one on the board, it will create one for you. So that's good, and it does, if that effect happens, you'll be doing some bonus damage. So not the greatest passive attack, but it can be useful in situations where you really like, oh man, I really wish I had a star attack for Joe, and if you can plan this right, then, you know, there you go, Art Shinobi. So that is pretty much covering Joe Musashi there with his little animation. So in my opinion, he's a good attacker, a good DPS if you want to use MMO terms. So now we are going to go over to the next unlockable character, which is Knuckles, who is also in my team, so I've got some experience with Knuckles. Knuckles is more of a very evenly matched defense and attacker in my opinion. Really good at healing himself if you can get the attacks right, and we'll look at them just now. So he is a rare character, and he's also going to be your red hero as well, so just so you know. Drill Claw, Knuckles jumps into the air, dives towards an unlucky enemy, shaking the ground. So basically this will destroy one column. Again, if you've got, there's a chance if you've got a star attack in one of those columns, it will trigger that off. It's very luck based because it's just the one column as opposed to Joe's 3, but still, if it's hitting the right column, it can do a good chain of damage there. But it's pretty beast of attack. As you can see at the moment, I've got it at 2,404 physical damage, and its mana cost is only 12 compared to Joe's 20, so you'll be hitting that a lot faster. As for his star attack, it's Dig. Knuckles digs underground looking for treasure. So what this does is restores his health, which is cool, which is quite a significant amount, so you can try and keep Knuckles at full health because he does soak in a little bit of damage here and there. So it is nice to that, and it adds another 3 mana to another ally. So for example, if I've got Joe on my team, giving 3 mana to Joe is definitely going to help me get towards that 20 a lot faster. And also it collects 3 coins. Coins come into effect with other characters that will have a damage increase depending on how many coins you have. It's another mechanic that we'll probably explore later in a video. You're going to see loads of videos from me looking at the basics to the advanced to the nice little strategies that people have come up with. But coins is another kind of like gimmick in the game, as you'll see as we go through more characters. So I really like Dig. I dig Dig, if you know what I'm saying, because it keeps my Knuckles topped up again and again. So that is nice. And his passive is Short Temper. A faithful and passionate ally, Knuckles will unleash Flurry if a bud is knocked down. So essentially, if someone gets KO'd, he will have a 15% increase in his match damage. So when you match a row of 3 or more tiles, that damage will be increased by 15%. Obviously that goes up as you level it up. And also when the ally has downed, he'll gain taunt, damage up and defense up. So once that goes up and you're using Dig, he's good at soaking in that damage, but is pretty ruthless in unleashing those attacks. So while he's got Short Temper triggered, you want to try and get as many attacks out as you can with him because he does do some hefty damage. So that's Knuckles. Now we're going to go over to one of the newer characters in the game, which is Gum, but again you'll be getting shards towards Gum. And Gum is your green hero from Jet Set Radio. And we've looked at her attacks before, but we're going to go through this again for you guys that are going to be joining us on Global Launch. Her mana attack is Minty Cool Flavor with only a cost of 9, which is nice and low. It deals physical damage to the whole team. It inflicts marked on the target for 3 turns. So that marked is again much like the coins. How many coins you have, it includes how much damage someone might have if they've got the coin link thing. But for this, if someone has an attack that has does increase damage when they are marked, this is someone you want to pair them up with. So yeah, it's a nice basic mana ability. You're probably going to be hitting it many times with its low cost. Also, we have the star attack of Pop. Gum sprays her signature on an enemy, so it deals physical damage. It also deals more damage to marked targets, and it clears marked. So essentially, you want it, if you're just using Gum, you can combine it with her mana attack. So if you've got a star attack planned up and you've got your mana at full, use your mana attack and then use this. You'll get a decent damage combo there, which is nice. And then her passive ability is Graffiti Trainer. Gum teaches her allies how to be graffiti gangsters. Gum's team has a bonus of, well, it goes up via your level, but it increases the critical hit chance of the team. So some of your team's members may benefit from a high critical chance, because you'll be dealing bigger numbers. Do you know what I mean? Like if I have Gum and then have Joe, and Joe hits with a critical attack, it's going to increase the chance of it hitting, and when it hits, it's going to do damage. It's going to do damage, you know what I'm saying? So she is a nice kind of all-rounder. She's not a healer, she's not an attacker, she's more of a support unit that fends for herself kind of thing. So that is nice to have. And then we have Axel Stone. He is a blue hero, and he is from Streets of Rage. And he has Uppercut, which will devastate his opponent with an uppercut, knocking them out cold. So it deals physical damage, and for each friendly sword tile on the board, Axel creates 5 turn blue sword tiles of strength. So again, this is another mechanic. You'll notice it as you go through the game. Sword tiles, it turns one of these tiles into a sword, and if you combine it with one of these, you're going to get extra damage. As you'll see in his star skill, it creates 5 turn sword tiles as well, so you're going to be dishing out damage. The longer that those tiles stay on the board, they're going to keep doing damage to the enemy. So it's all about keeping the blue tiles on the board with Axel. And his mana cost of his uppercut is 12, and his passive is Brawler. Axel Stone is a tough brawler, ready for any fight. At the start of the turn, if there's at least 3 friendly sword tiles, Axel gains defense up and damage up for 1 turn. So again, you keep them sword tiles up and running on the board, that you're going to trigger that, and you're going to be very happy with the damage that you're doing with Axel. So again, Axel's really dependent on keeping his on the board as opposed to using them up. So you might not want to combine him with Joe or Knuckles, because it could knock out one of those tiles for you, thus nullifying the damage that it'd be dealing. So there we go. I hope this has got you excited for the global launch. Again, it's coming very soon. They are your pre-registration bonuses. We've gone into detail so you know what to expect, to see if you really want to invest in it. But bear in mind, you will be looking at unlocking characters along the way, which will be going into detail also for you, like a beginner's guide, I guess you could say, who you should keep in your team during the early stages, and then who you should kind of morph yourself into. But again, this is a game where other people have got so many different teams that work so well. It's nice to have a bit of everything in there. So we'll be covering all of that. Thank you for joining me in this video. Again, go pre-register if you haven't already. Links below. Go follow SEGA Heroes on Twitter and Facebook. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, because I'll be bringing you SEGA Heroes content as often as I can. Really excited for you guys to get this game. I've been covering it since it got soft launched, and I've been loving it. Until then, guys, you just be hyped, get hyped, and I'll catch you on the flip side.